What's up, everybody? This is Dylan with Duel Radio, and I am with Bader today, and we are going to be kicking off a little bit of a podcast. I don't know if this is going to be super consistent. I'm hoping that we're going to be doing this every week, but it might not happen. It might. Uh, Bader, how's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you, my friend?
Oh, always good now that I'm off of work and doing what I love, just BSing.
It's
Well,
good. It's good. Thank you for having me.
I mean, this is our show now. I mean, as it sits right now, this is the D&B Radio Show until we find a better name or graphics or music or literally anything for this. But as of right now, I mean, it might as well be the D&B Radio Show.
I'm down for it.
Sick. All right, well, to kick us off, let's talk about the past. I mean, and as of the past, I mean, last week, because last week we had retro formats, so Time Wizard stuff. So we're gonna talk Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. I did not participate in any sort of retro Time Wizard formats, but Bader definitely did. Bader, what format even was it, and what'd you play?
Edison format, and then I played the deck that everyone, if anyone who knows me for, is Six Samurai. Edison format Samurai without my boy Sheehan, unfortunately, but it was still a blast, and the deck still performed pretty well.
You have a deck profile for this, right, on your YouTube channel?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely link that. Whenever I upload this, I'll link that to it. Well, you played Six Sams during Edison. That's not one of the decks that I think of when I think Edison format. So how did that go for you?
Yeah, so not many people think of it. The reason I played it is because of obviously it's my favorite deck. But Gateway being at 3, it's such a powerful card. Like priority ignition effect or ignition turn player ignition priority, I think is what it's called. That being able to pop off with like any of the older Six Samurais like Yaichi. He's like a mystical space typhoon targeting a set spell trap. If you combine that with something like in my deck profile, you'll see that I play Ultimate Offering, which is at 2 in that format. So being able to just pay 500 to normal summon every turn, and then like that mixed with Gateway it just gives you so much resources.
All right. So
But the main reason, sorry,
what's your game plan when you're playing in Edison format with Six Sams? Because obviously you're not making Sheehan. So what are you doing?
so it's kind of like a protect the castle kind of deck. Grandmaster is the biggest Six Samurai you have, being 2100, but he has the clause where if you control a Six Samurai other than Grandmaster, you can special summon him onto your field. So the main combo, quote unquote combo for Edison, is open Grandmaster of the Six Samurai and Spirit of the Six Samurai. You normal summon Spirit, special summon Grandmaster. Spirit is a union monster. It equips the Grandmaster to give it 500 attack, and then you just set 4 cards. Or if your hand is good enough, you set. Oh wait, no, that's so you set 3 cards. Or if your hand is good enough, you set 2 cards, and then activate the reason it's a protect the castle Kaiser Coliseum, which is very banned right now, but it is a pain in the butt to get through in the Edison format.
Well, yeah, Edison format, you don't have like a lot of back row removal. So I can definitely wait. Yeah, that's Edison format, right?
Yep.
They still camp on not letting you have back row removal in that format. So
Yeah, it's 1 mystical space typhoon, 1 giant trunade, and 1 what is the other one? It's the one that destroys all the spells and traps.
Heavy Storm?
Yes, Heavy Storm.
Yeah, so,
I don't play those in my main deck.
So, I mean, and if you're thinking about it, if they're MSTing your Kaiser Coliseum, they're not MSTing Gateway, right?
Yeah, that, and they're not MSTing one of my multiple like back row traps, like compulses, dimension barrier or dimension prisons, excuse me, bottomless trap hole, mirror force, Book of Moon. Even there's just so much back row that I play. It is kind of like a protect the castle, and a 2600 monster being Grandmaster equipped with Spirit is pretty hard to get over in that format, especially under Kaiser Coliseum.
Blue Eyes Man says Six Sams. Who would have thought?
Oh, It's
So
it's fun.
you
But
are you have been outed on my Twitch channel. So
sorry, say that again.
I said you have been outed on my Twitch channel. People know who you are.
Oh, I'm getting famous now.
Well, well, being you played this format, how did your games go?
Um, you know, they went a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. Vayu Turbo has a terrible matchup against this because, like, if they normal summon Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher even, and then pitch a Dark Monster, like they can't activate anything under Kaiser Coliseum. The best they can do is Icarus attack me, but then they got to choose their poisons between hitting my back row, hitting Kaiser Coliseum, or trying to hit one of my monsters. Uh, I think the hardest matchup was probably Frog Monarch, just because every one of their standby phase, they get back their Treeborn, and they can distribute that for whatever Monarch they want. And
Yeah.
that does get around Kaiser.
So I suppose your deck probably doesn't do too well against like Caius, then, does it?
It does not.
I mean,
Caius is pain in the butt.
if it did, that probably be a standpoint of why that deck would be good in Edison format because Caius is kind of like the splashable every deck's playing it. So, and
Oh yeah,
it makes sense. But I mean, as long as you don't see it, I mean, it sounds like you had a good time then.
yeah.
Any,
For Caius, I was actually side decking Shadow Imprisoning Mirror because it is that hard for me to out that card.
I mean, if you're willing to recognize that and play for it, then it means you've probably played it enough times to know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, being I didn't participate in any of the Edison formats. I was playing Flesh and Blood. I can't say I was playing Flesh and Blood that night, but I mean, I'm not going to show up to the game shop 3 times in a single week, so I figured I would let it chill. Um,
Yeah.
However, that was a couple weeks ago, and here just this week we had Yu-Gi-Oh! Advanced format, and we had our belt tournament. So this is kind of our try hard, get first place, and you get table one privileges for the whole month. So I mean, people would want to try if you're going to try any sort of day. And I played Gren Maju because I don't play anything other than that. And if you have seen me, no, you haven't. Um, I went 3-1. I didn't even see where I placed. I just saw 3-1. I got packs and then I walked out. But I mean, I was in top 8 somewhere. Um,
Oh, dude. Yeah, I saw you punching face with Gren.
oh, it was great. I had some good games. I mean, I lost against Mermail just because they're going one board's gonna rip 2 random cards out of your hand and then setting them negates is not really the easiest thing to play around. So ended up losing that
Yeah.
one. But all the rest of the games, I mean, it was a good battle and I ended up coming out on top in all of them. So I thought that was all right. How was your Tuesday?
It was pretty good. I went 4-1. Just because we had an odd number of undefeateds at the end of the day. Uh, we had 3 undefeateds at round 4, so then we had to obviously do a playoff for the 2 undefeateds who matched, which was me and Alex Marasco, who was on the mirror match, Runic White Forest, and then our buddy Sean, who was on Madolce, who, as I said, I went 4-1, meaning I lost to Madolce. But overall, like it was pretty great. I can say confidently, I hate Pot of Avarice.
So, I mean, okay, so yeah, you went 4-1. So that means you went undefeated for the whole normal event, and then you were in the runnings for the actual belt then.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
there was 2 of the Runic White Forest decks being you said Alex was playing it as well.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then Madolce.
Yes. Madolce. They just Queen Tiramisu and her new form, the Quick Effect Tiramisu. They're just still pretty good, being able to shuffle stuff back into the deck. And I believe it was non-targeting, so it's painful, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, cake's good. We all love cake, right? And you okay, so then obviously Sean beat you. That means Sean is the champion now.
Sean is the champion with cakes and sweets.
He won it with cakes. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
I guess that's fairly based. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's not
it's pretty cool.
it's not Snake Eyes, Esmina or whatever it is.
Funny enough, that was my one, and I won the die roll. The first card I activated was Draw Phase Runic Tip. My opponent revealed Flamberge got banished, and we just immediately went to game two. We were 30. We were like 36 seconds into our match.
That's
Quickest
awesome.
runic game I've ever played.
Oh yeah, that's actually really funny. And like almost as like if you're like playing like an Exodia deck or something and you banish like their head.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that happened once.
Well, being you didn't play Six Sams, and Six Sams got a whole bunch of new stuff out of this new what? Oh, they got how many new cards out of this new Bonanza set?
Uh, Five, I believe. It was two main deck monsters, two extra deck monsters, and then a quick play. And the quick play is really good, actually.
Of the five cards, I mean, you're playing the quick play then, obviously. Are you playing the other four cards then?
Yeah, you actually play all four or all five of the cards that came out. The new level 6, there's two new synchro monsters. The new level 6, like, quote unquote evolved form of Xian, I guess. He's like a hard monster negation and like negate the monster effect and destroy it. And then he's also a search on summon for any Six Samurai or Xian monster, which is crazy good. Um, and then like the main deck monsters, they're all tuners that can special summon themselves once per turn, and then they can give you searches when they're sent from the field to the graveyard. So they just rack up so much advantage so quickly. It's outstanding. It's awesome.
And of course, I know you have deck profiles for this as well on your channel, so of course I'm gonna tag that as well. Um, well, is there anything else in this Bonanza set that really strikes your fancy? I haven't even seen what cards are in it, so I think I'm gonna try and pull that up and maybe show that off.
You know, I may or may not have opened a couple boxes already, trying to look for a couple pretty cards. There were some Six Samurai reprints in the set, which was really cool for me. But even like outside of that, there's really good reprints. Like I didn't realize this, but Naturia Beast was reprinted in the set as a quarter century secret rare and a platinum secret rare.
Well deserved.
Uh, yeah, oh, yeah. For anyone who wasn't able to get like the Megatins kind of chase cards like SP Little Knight and like the Wanted Engine, that's all in here in a rarity as low as super rare, which is art, honestly. And then they have a whole bunch of like retro format reprints, which is really nice. Gladiator Beast reprint. I say Gladiator Beast. It's just one card. It's a Pets Tiger, I believe is the name. That's a really good reprint. Like Elemental Hero Prisma. Obviously, you got to put the Blue Eyes and the Dark Magician in here.
Um,
There's some for everyone, pretty much.
yeah, I'm seeing Gearsu in here, Dark Beckoning Beast, Bigfoot, so like some danger monsters, Thunder Dragon
Yeah.
Dark. I've seen some Mermail cards, which I had mentioned that I had to play against. I think they got a new card of this set, or was it they got cards recently?
Yes. They also got cards in Rage of the Abyss with the Six Samurais,
So here they
and
are, supporting old
they're pretty
decks.
good.
I see some Dragon Rulers in this set, Swap Frog here, Deep Sea Diva. So they definitely are like some generic support cards. I mean, especially for older decks, it seems like.
Yeah, they're even going as far back as I mean, obviously you got to put Blue Eyes and Dark Magician and everything, but they're going back to like Metal Raiders. There's a Summon Skull in this set, so like if you want to play like old caveman Yu-Gi-Oh, Tribute Summon for Summon Skull is like honestly better than Dark Magician just because one less tribute.
Oh, I mean,
But
yeah.
there's a lot of good stuff in here for all formats.
Yeah, I've seen Dark Magician Girl, Magic Cylinder. Like, actually, yeah, this is
Yeah,
quite
Heavy Storms in here too.
Breaker. Wow, they have goat cards in here. That's cool.
They do. What Cold Wave is in here as well. Oh, they also put some alternate arts in the set. One for one. It's got the what is that card? Sonic Bird is the artwork on the alternate art for one, and I gotta say it's kind of cute.
Oh man, and then we have like Tragodia. Like yeah, they really did. This is a set for the retro players. I mean, Gores.
Oh yeah,
That's cool. It's cool to see all these cards and getting the QCR treatment, or maybe some of them, maybe not all of them, but
a good chunk of the set is in QCR and Platinum Secret. Uh, you know, for some people, it's kind of unfortunate that like you couldn't get lower rarities of the Time Wizard cards, like the Tragodia. It only comes in Prismatic Secret Rare and the QCR. I'm sure some people would like a regular Secret Rare, or I think it was printed as an Ultra Rare originally, just with updated text and Ultra Rare. But still, it's some pretty cards in this set.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Night Assailant, I mean, Armageddon Knight, even like Armageddon Knight's one of those cards too that like I mean, up until like 2019, people were playing it, so like it's cool to see it getting the treatment that it actually deserves.
Oh yeah, even cards as old as Polymerization from LOB is still kind of played today and like branded and Chimera decks. And they put the alternate art with what is his name? Elemental Hero Burstinatrix and Avion is on the artwork. And then like in the middle of the artwork is the original artwork for Polymerization, and it looks pretty cool, I gotta say.
I'm even seeing a Thunder Dragon Colossus in here. People love that card, right? People love the
Uh,
flyers.
I don't want to talk about him.
Okay, we're gonna skip
Seen
on past that one. Um,
seen one too many of him in my days.
well, beyond that, so we see Bonanza's got some good stuff. Is there anything in the future that you're like, man, this is gonna go great for Six Sams? Like any future sets?
Oh, I know there's a new Six Samurai in the next set, a new Six Samurai trap card, but I'm not too sure how great it's gonna be. But if they really want to bump up Six Samurais, they gotta release Invoker,
Oh,
MX Saber Invoker.
so you can normal summon your Ash Blossom, or you got special summon Junk Forward first, but then it's normal summon Ash Blossom and go off.
Oh yeah, and then release Zold. She only did a couple war crimes. I think it's
only
forgivable at this point.
only a couple war crimes. It's
You
fine.
know,
She's fine.
what about for banished decks? Because I don't look too far into the future for sets.
Yeah, I can't really say that I'm
Do
like too up on like future sets or current sets even really. Like I have a funny deck list put together using Dominus Impulse and Purge, and then just playing like Inspector Border, and then just playing like so. I'm my game plan is I'm not gonna activate any monster effects. I'm gonna activate turn ending hand traps, and then you're gonna pass back to me, and then I'm either gonna get to set the cool traps or I'm just gonna activate them for my hand and turn off my deck because I really don't care. I'm just gonna try to banish as many cards, and then hit you with a dude that doesn't have an attack or doesn't have an effect. So that's really my game plan. So I have a cool funny deck that uses them, like the Purge and Impulse that like shuts off your deck. But that's kind of like the newest stuff that I've really seen. Um,
yeah.
Otherwise, unless we have like a real broken card that like turn like meta defining, and it's just like you're dumb, it'd be dumb that you wouldn't play with it. I really don't see banished decks getting something crazy like a Gizmek or something like that.
So you said funny or cool. I'm waiting for the cool part.
Oh, well,
You
you
know.
see, what's cool about it is if you get to go first, you just set all these cards and you're just playing a normal trap deck like stun. But it's cool because you can go second and your deck is like probably like 25 different hand traps, whether it be, Imperm or the Impulse the Dominus cards, or like Shifter and all these other cool turn skip cards, and then you're just playing Grand Maju.
All right, so then I have a question for you with
Yeah,
Grand Maju.
sure.
Do you plan to play like the both of the Morganite cards if you've read like the newest one, Succumbing.
So I have played with Time Tearing Morganite, and I think it's good. The problem is, you only get 5 cards in your hand, and if you have to activate that one, that means you have 4 cards in your hand to not either A, not die, or B, break a board, and it's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, even on 5 cards, like unless you're like opening like amazing every single game, I just don't, it's just hard for me to like play that card. So I'm at 42 in my current deck. My deck list is on YouTube, so you can check it out if you want it. But yeah, like I just it's hard for me to want to play them because I mean, I would love to just activate Shifter or activate any of the Mole Charmy cards and then just, go from there. But you know, it's one of those, you could probably play it and you could probably make it work for you, but in my current situation, I would much rather activate like a Mole Charmy card and then draw a whole bunch of stuff instead of playing like a spell card that's only going to draw me 2 cards on the next turn.
I don't know, man. I'm reading this Succumbing Song Morganite. One bullet point says monsters you control can attack twice. I got a 3-card combo for you.
Oh man, hold on now. Morgnite, Yu-Gi-Oh. Where am I looking? Let me see. 25 cents on TCG Player. That is a great sign. Where are we at?
It just says hit face twice
It
with
does.
each monster you control. Okay.
For the rest of the duel, you cannot activate monster effects in the hand. Monsters you control can make 2 attacks during each battle phase. If your monster battles an opponent's monster, it doubles the battle damage. And then I can
Oh,
banish.
I completely skipped that bullet point. Oh, and then it searches Time Tearing.
And it does search the other one. As cool as all of that is, I don't think I'm going to play it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if you open this Pot of Desires and Grand Maju every game, you might be winning.
In my brain, if I'm opening this and then like Inspector Border, I can punch someone for 4K with Inspector Border. That's great.
It says you can only declare up to 2 attacks on monsters though. So you could attack like one monster then attack directly, I think.
Oh, man, yeah.
I think that's so weird.
On monsters during each battle phase. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I misread that. That's fine, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. If I could,
after that, it's kind of med.
after further inspection, I say it's a no go.
Yeah.
There was a continuous spell that came out not too terribly long ago. God, if I cannot remember the name of it. But it's a common out of one of these previous sets. I think it was info. But it reads, oh gosh, now I'm gonna have to like, there's no way I'm gonna find this card. But like when your opponent would negate one of your monsters in a new chain, it banishes the monster and then returns it to the battlefield. And then it does that as like a when your opponent when your opponent negates one of your monsters, so it like would happen in the next chain. And then there's also a second mode on it where it would be it's an activated effect. So if it happened to you in the main phase, you could just do it then. And then also if it happened in like the battle phase, you could just in the next chain do it in the battle phase. So I was you think about that, even like say if you're attacking with like an 8k Gren, you go 8k Gren Maju on the board and your opponent goes effect failure. All right, sick. I'm going to banish it, bring it back. And then battle phase, they go on attack, imperm. Actually, maybe not on attack because you're not changing the. Not on attacks. Actually, no. It would work on attacks because you're not in damage step. So on attacks, you get impermed. Well, next available chain, you banish Gren, you bring it back. Then you would be able to redeclare because technically it's a new monster even.
Yeah.
But then, as a third effect on this continuous common card, if you were to try and target that continuous spell, it banishes itself until the end of the next turn. So you can't, you have to like double cosmic it, or I think it specifically says targeting, so like you can like duster it, but like you're not gonna like twin twister it or anything like that. So I mean, I read that and I was like, man, that is kind of cool. Too bad I have to waste a card slot on this to play it.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I find myself with Grand Maju cards, just because it's like I can't just, you know, have all of the card. Like it is a 2-3 card combo to have all of this stuff, and you're just not gonna have that all the time. So
Yeah. That's kind of why I prefer more of my combo-y play style. I
Cons-
like two
consistent
different cards
decks.
and turn into whatever I want.
You like your extra deck interacting with your main deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like taking my extra deck and just putting it somewhere. And people always love the drop that I do. Like. I guess I can't really do the drop anymore because my extra deck is kind of expensive now. But like, I mean, if I had like 15 different versions of Flame Ghost or something, I would just like drop it, and then people usually like that. But you know,
Flame Ghost. Well, I don't know what that one is off the top of my head.
it's a
Oh,
fusion that has no
monster.
effect. Yeah, it's an extra deck monster. It's like a fusion that has like no effects, and I would not be able to make it, but that's kind of the point because it's a Grand Maju deck. You're not gonna make any of your extra deck cards anyway, unless
Have
you
you thought about playing the linear equation cannon in Grand Maju?
linear equation came in. Let me look at that.
I think
Linear.
I think that's what its name is. It's the trap card that Labyrinth plays. That like you do all these math steps and then just banish your opponent's entire hand and field.
Oh, that sounds difficult. Okay, during the battle phase. Oh, that's great. Declare a whole number, 1 to 6. Choose one monster your opponent controls. Multiply the effects level X declared number. Then add the number of cards in your opponent controls. Awesome. So it sounds like I have to do math to activate this.
Okay, so I was wrong. It's actually simultaneous equation cannon is the one that's played by Labyrinth.
Simultaneous equation can. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
linear equation cannon was like I don't know theorized with some tier element players because that like mills cards. Simultaneous equation cannon is the one I was thinking of, and it's like I can't remember. Banish like fusion monsters and XYZ monsters and then you do math and everything goes away.
Awesome. Banish 1 fusion monster and 2 XYZ monsters with the same rank from your extra deck, whose combined level and ranks equal to the total number of cards in both players' hands and on the field. Then you can apply this effect. Return 2 of your banished monsters to the extra deck, 1 XYZ, 1 fusion, whose combined level. And then, or face up monster your opponent controls, then banish. Sorry, banish how many cards do they control? I had a thing in my way. Ooh.
You banish all cards they control.
All cards they control. That sounds pretty good for it.
So it doesn't hit the hand, but like
You're board
you
wiping.
banish their entire field.
That is pretty sick, actually. And it's a normal trap too. So I am playing Trap Trick currently. I mean, it's just another sick trap that I could just be like, here, your turn's over now.
Exactly. Especially against like Snake Eye with how many cards are now limited in that deck. If they go like normal Ash effect, add Poplar summon, boom. You hit them with equation cannon and their entire field is gone. Like Ash and Poplar, I guess it would just be Ash and Poplar, but that is enough right there for them to pretty much run out of resources, and that's just off of one trap card.
That is pretty sick. I mean, they obviously they have other ways to play, but that would force them into another line instead of just running off of their normal summon. So that is actually pretty sick, and maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, I've seen some funny board wipes with it. Some XYZs that decks just do not make. Someone was playing like Levianeer, I think is its name, or Levianeer.
The banish 3 cards from your extra from your graveyard, and then has three other effects to it.
I don't know because I've never seen it played. And then like Granoceratosaurus as the rank 3 target, and it's just funny stuff. Just
It's funny watching
cards that
them.
no one would,
Like, oh
cards
yes,
no one would play.
that's awesome. It's like, I can't summon this, but I'm gonna show you it at least.
Yeah.
Well, in our locals, I mean, we have a couple more weeks of advanced format. Did we ever actually get what our next Pegasus League events are going to be?
Don't think we have yet, but I was talking with our good friend and Judge Colin, and I personally was trying to, I'll say, convince other people might say pressure. I was just trying to talk him into common charity, especially after this most recent OTS pack.
Oh yeah, because you got a specific card in the OTS pack.
I got 2 cards in the OTS pack.
Wait, I don't.
Legendary Six Samurai Xian, and then Xian's Smoke Signal was never printed as a common, being able to search a level 3 or lower Six Samurai.
That's pretty good. Rhoda Junior is what you call
Oh yeah,
it.
that's exactly what I call it.
That's awesome, actually. Like that's sick. I mean, do you have a deck put together for common charity yet?
I actually do. I have 2 decks. Pure Tenyi, and then obviously Six Samurais. Because if you like, I mean, I guess no one really thinks about it aside from me. Almost every Six Samurai card, aside from like the newest Six Samurai cards, are printed as a common. So
I'm.
like we got Keyzon is a common, Grandmaster is a common, Gateway is a common,
Do you have
everything.
the Link 2 as a common yet?
He does not. Is only a super rare and like a gold letter rare, which
Doesn't
was
count for
weird.
common charity though.
Yeah.
Rough. Okay, so I mean, do you have a? I mean, do you have a this on your channel yet?
Say that one more time. My bad.
Do you have the common charity deck on your YouTube channel yet?
I do not. I usually don't upload a deck profile until after the event happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like for my White Forest deck that I took to locals this week, uh, I planned on doing a deck profile for that, and then I was going to post that and talk about how much I hate Pot of Avarice in my deck and taking it out. But I usually wait till like I see how it actually plays out in person, because I feel like that gives the most realistic expectation. Because like I could just say, oh, in theory, Six Samurai should be so great in common charity, and then maybe I get blown out by Pure Tenyi or Traptrix was a really good common charity deck the last time we played common charity.
Yeah, I won 2013 common charity with Gren Maju, but that was actually back when we had floodgates. We had 3 there could be only one and like goes in and all that stuff. So I just kind of cheesed with that. But there was also like only 8 players, so I can't say that it was the biggest competition, but I mean, thinking back, how do you remember roughly how many players were at common charity this last time?
It was double digits for sure. I want to say it was like maybe 12. Unfortunately, common charity doesn't get as much love as some people might want, which I get is kind of a niche target audience, but it can be pretty fun, man. Like just playing kind of dog water decks that would usually be bad, and they're just broken in this alternate format. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool because it's not a very explored format. Like, obviously, you don't see YouTubers making common charity decks all the time. Like, you don't see it. Like, I don't. I mean, obviously, I don't see it all the time at locals. So I mean, I think it's cool. I love playing unexplored formats because like that's where your deck building really comes into play because you're not just net decking from somebody. And
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
even 12 people, that's still more than most people. I can't say most people, but that is more than a lot of people's locals. So I mean, 12 people for a common charity format's kind of a lot.
Yeah, and it was fun. I don't think there was more than 2 players who had the same deck. Everyone was coming with something unique, and it was really cool. I mean, we always got our boy Jamar repping Red Eyes.
Oh, he's playing Red Eyes. I mean, you say he's always repping Red Eyes, but even that's what he played this time. Actually,
Yeah,
didn't you have to play Jamar in your Edison games too?
I did, and oh my goodness, I love this man, but everyone knew I was going to be playing Six Samurai. We get paired up round one. He sits across from me. I lose the die roll. He looks me in the eye and starts laughing. He says, "I'm gonna activate Prohibition, calling Gateway of the Six." I look at my hand. Gateway of the Six is in my hand. I'm like, "All right, Jamar, that sounds good." He's like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna activate Gateway of the Six. What's that 1/6 samurai with 1,800 attack?" I'm like, "His name is Zanji." He's like, "I'm gonna call Zanji." I look down at my hand. There's two Zanjis. I'm like, "Okay, Jamar, anything else you want to do?" He summons Quackimero Drago, which is like 1,900 attack. He reveals the dragon and passes. I draw for turn, and it's another gateway. So 4 of my 6 cards are dead, and I can't get over a 1,900 attack monster.
That's so funny. Jamar is sometimes like in those retro formats, he's a menace because like I just don't know. Like in GOAT format, he will just open all Trinity and then just like act nonchalantly just start activating them. It's like, yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. I love getting duoed every game against you, man.
Oh, it was painful. I lost that match or that game. Excuse me. I lost that game if it wasn't clear enough.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to come back in Yu-Gi-Oh on 2 cards.
Oh, actually, because the next turn after that, he um he summoned another dragon monster, and I had Compulse set. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till he goes to battle phase to compulse something. So he banishes the dragon monster he normal summoned to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I'm like, okay, well that's pretty good. He's like effect, and then he summons another Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon from his hand.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, that's a lot of damage. And then he says, "Oh, can I do this again?" And like being the good friend I am, I'm like, yeah. He's once per copy. So if you have a new one, you can do it again. He says, okay. Effect summons a third Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
Oh my god. You're just getting cooked by Jamar.
And the only reason he could do that is because I had a Book of Moon, his Quackimero Drago,
Oh.
during the battle phase he attacked me.
He's
So
like,
then he flipped it face up, and I'm like, I'm set on 1 Compulse, 4 cards that I can't even put on the field. I was like, all right, Jamar, declare your attacks one at a time so I can cry.
yep.
And yeah, I scooped.
God bless Jamar. He's the best.
He is. He's the man. I love him to death. But he had the audacity to look me in the eye and laugh while he was activating Prohibition.
Oh man. I haven't had the pleasure of playing him in Pokemon yet because Pokemon's kind of in that off weeks that I've had, but he played me one time with that. I mean, yeah, you were watching that game we were
Yeah,
playing with Pokemon, and since that time I'm like, man, I can't wait to play Pokemon against Jamar. He's the best.
yeah. He Saturdays is when our locals is, and I've been judging them, and he's been coming every week. He's been having a lot of fun with it. Fortunately, he's playing a Gardevoir deck, and he's tweaked it around a little bit. Throwing some of the classics. Like he just wanted to play a copy of Mewtwo in it. Just nostalgia.
It's his deck, and he's choosing what cards go in it.
Exactly. Then we got other players playing like the Terapagos deck. I played a Dragapult deck. I had zero fun. I don't know if it was the pilot or the deck, but
Man,
that deck just was not working with me.
man, I really need to get my D&D group off of that Saturday because I really want to come play Pokemon with all y'all because it sounds like so much fun.
It's such a great time. Like it's a pretty solid turnout. It's still pretty smaller than like obviously our Yu-Gi-Oh locals, but I think we're averaging like 10 people locals for an unsanctioned event. Excuse me, 10 people for organized play.
Yeah,
Inside joke.
I love getting 10 people for an organized play. I mean, especially when it's an unorganized play.
Yeah,
uh,
it's a great time.
that honestly, I mean, it sounds like probably better turnouts than most other places, most other games. I mean, maybe not Flesh and Blood, because our Flesh and Blood night, we had 30 people show up on Monday.
Dang.
That's a lot of people. I mean, especially when I first started playing Flesh and Blood, we were having like 8 people show up. Now seeing this many people show out for the game, I am so excited to like go to locals, because like who knows who I'm gonna play. Like Fab's such a great time, and that's another game where I'm like I'm glad I get to go to this one, because like I as much as I love Yu-Gi-Oh, I think I love Yu-Gi-Oh more when I'm playing other card games, because it's like just it feels like home, but I have to leave home sometimes, or else I'm gonna be like tired of home. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's why for a while I actually picked up, like as you know, I picked up a Magic the Gathering, playing Commander
Mm-hmm.
pretty casually,
We
and that was a lot of fun until I got decked out or something one game.
we we
I don't even remember what happened.
we love Commander in this house. Yeah, I mean, I think Magic's fun, but you have to be playing similar power level decks, or it becomes very not fun very fast.
Yeah, playing samurais because that's what I do. My samurais are pretty bad.
Even in Magic the Gathering. That's sick though.
I gotta carry it everywhere.
That's sick. Maybe you should. I mean, maybe I won't push pressure you to make a deck profile for your 6 samurais on for Magic, but maybe I'll put that on my channel or something. We can chat it out.
I'm up for it. I'm
Honestly,
always down to clown.
that's actually one thing I haven't done yet, is I haven't put any deck profiles for other games on my channel yet, but that is something I would love to do. Just branch out a little bit for the same reasons. Like I said, like I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is home, but like there are so many other cool card games out there. Like even Pokemon and Magic are the big three, and like I mean, I love both of those games. Like I mean, Pokemon on the lesser side just for personal reasons, but it's I mean, they're fun games. Like there's nothing wrong with wanting to play those games, and I would love to show that off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like Pokemon, I've been enjoying Pokemon like super casually, just playing like a casual fun deck. It's not something I could see myself personally getting super competitive in. It's a little too slow for my liking. Magic is like a nice middle ground of slower, I should say, than Yu-Gi-Oh, and then like you can still combo pretty heavy in Magic. But Yu-Gi-Oh is just in a class of its own with its combos.
Yeah.
Having no resources, that's what's kind of breaks it.
Yeah, and that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is combo the card game. I mean, I could sit here and explain Magic combos, but like they're not gonna be nothing like what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is.
Oh yeah, no, but it's still a fun game.
But yeah, that's what's cool.
Between all three of them, they're all pretty fun to play. Even like I don't know if you've been playing it at all, the Pokemon Pocket TCG or whatnot.
I have not. It was explained to me that it was speed duel Pokemon, and I don't
That
like
is it.
I don't like speed duel that much, so I'm like, I don't know. I mean, the size of the board was not my problem in Pokemon. It was like I can't do stuff on my opponent's turn, so I might as well go get lunch or something. So that's my problem
Yeah,
with Pokemon.
that's reasonable.
But
That's how
how is that TCG? How is that? It's the Pocket. What is it called?
Pokemon TCG Pocket, I think.
Pokemon TCG Pocket. Well, how is that? What's going on in the game?
A lot of packs get opened. That's about it. That's all I do really. I tried playing online and I don't know how to, because it's completely different than like the actual card game, because you don't play energies. Like you essentially every turn get I want to call it like a mana essentially. Like you just an energy of whatever type is your primary typing in the game. So if you have like an all electric type, every turn, except for your first turn, you get 1 electric energy that you can attach to a Pokemon. So you don't have to rely on drawing them. And then it's a 20 card deck. However, like the power ceiling is 0 to 100 real quick.
Okay, so I mean, there's a lot of like common cards and stuff like that, and then once you start to get to like the higher rarity cards, that they're just like broken.
Oh yeah, like probably the best deck in the game right now is the Pikachu deck, where it's 2 electric energies and it does 30 damage for what is it? It's like for every Pokemon you have on your bench, it does 30 damage times that number of electric Pokemon, so it can do at most 90 damage. But it's a Pikachu EX, and it's got like 120 HP, so it just hits really hard every turn.
I mean,
because 90 knocks out a lot of Pokemon right now.
I mean, it sounds cool. I mean, it sounds cool that they, I guess making their own meta for the game instead of just being like, all right, well, here are the cards that are in Pokemon right now. Here's decks. Have fun. I mean, because they also have
it's a bit of a breath of fresh air.
I mean, yeah, because they have Pokemon TCG Live too, so they have another card service that they just released probably a few months ago. So
Yeah,
it's good that they're making them different, so people can get a little far away from. Move a little bit farther away from home.
I would say it's very welcoming to new players because like you get 1 free pack every 12 hours, which is pretty cool. Or you can like use end game currency to speed up the timer. And then like some of the artwork for these cards they're just so good looking. They're cards that I wish would be printed like in the real TCG. Maybe they are printed and I just haven't seen them. But as far as I know, a lot of these artworks have not been printed.
Two great things about card games: opening packs, shiny cards, and it has both of them. So that's great.
Oh yeah, and like you get to kind of feel like you're actually opening the pack since it's a mobile game. You like slide your finger across the pack to give you the sensation of ripping it open.
But then your phone is
And
broken and it doesn't register, so it's like a real pack where it's like, man, I'm trying to fight opening the pack.
It does actually. If you go too slow, it's like, nah, you didn't open me right.
Rip it. Rip the pack.
That's what it feels like.
That's awesome. Well, that's cool. It's cool that they're, exploring that, but that's Nintendo. Like, they're gonna do that. It's a video game company. They're gonna figure out a way to make it more fun for everybody. And they're very good about keeping people engaged.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was like, maybe I might try it at some point, but I haven't really even been playing live because I would much rather feel cards in my hand. Like that's a big thing. I don't like playing games on the computer because I'm just clicking buttons and I don't read. So that's bad. I should not be playing games online. I need to have cards in my hand so I can at least read them.
No, I wish I could read.
No, we don't read in this house.
No, yeah. I definitely feel it though. Like I much prefer the physical cards over digital cards because like I have that habit of doing the little hand shuffle thing, which so many people find so annoying. I found it annoying when I started out with card games, but then I started doing it.
I love it. I love shuffling cards in my hand. I love taking my cards and sliding them across my mat and then picking them all back up and then sliding them all back out and then picking them all back up. I love it.
Especially when they're such high rarity and like pretty and shiny. I just like trying to blind my opponent with my deck.
Clean sleeves so they slide nice. I love it.
Oh, I've seen. I don't know if you've gotten any comments like this on your YouTube channel for videos that you've done, but I've done test hand videos before with different decks that I've played, and like I'll shuffle my deck on screen or like on camera, so like the audience can see that I'm actually randomizing my deck and I'm not stacking it.
Mm-hmm.
I get comments saying like, "Man, you should do like a YouTube tutorial video on how to shuffle your deck." Like just like a regular riffle shuffle.
I mean,
I didn't realize it was such a hot commodity.
do people really have problems shuffling like that? Like,
Yeah,
I could
I was
shuffle a
like,
commander deck like that. That's crazy.
Commander decks, I can. That 100 cards, but like 60 card Yu Gi Oh deck, I can. 60 card double sleeved, I have a little trouble with. Like Alex playing his Runic White Forest deck, he had 60 cards in it, still insanely consistent, but that was just, I was struggling double sleeve that. But like 40 card decks, I'm just gliding through.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like I mean I don't have the biggest hands, but I mean I can at least get my hands around a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've
Yeah,
never really had that problem, but that's
I
interesting that
haven't
people
either.
do.
Just comments that I saw on the videos, and I was like, I mean, I don't know. It's either you can do it or you can't. You better start practicing.
I mean, don't bridge shuffle.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh
don't
God.
don't do that.
Oh,
I mean,
someone started doing that with my Edison deck this last month,
yikes.
and I put my hand on top of it. I said, "This deck is more expensive than your car. Please do not do that."
Oh my god, yeah. Tyler was talking about the mermail deck and how expensive mermails are if you high rarity them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh my god, I that scares me. Like Grand Maju doesn't have expensive cards. Like we have Ultimate Pot of Desires, and that's kind of it. So I mean, I mean, I have Ultimate Pot of Desires, so I'd freak out a little bit if people did that. But I mean, in most cases, like I wouldn't care. But
There's a lot of commons.
fuck that, I don't want to have to find all those cards again. Fuck.
Yeah, like you said, mermails for Tyler's deck. The dragoons, they were like $200, I think, $200 or $300.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's
well,
a,
that's an old
it's
Ultimate
a
too. So like,
same.
yeah, like I mean, that was like an Astral Pack one, if I'm not mistaken. Like
Oh yeah,
those are old.
Six Samurai for Edison. Since I have three first edition Strike and Neos, Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. Uh, at one point, those were like $300 recently.
Mm.
So having three of those, three super rare gateways, I'm pretty sure those were like $40 or $50. Turbo Pack Uniteds. I had to tell my opponent, I'm like, please, please do not bridge. Just cut it in half.
I will follow you to your apartment and burn it to the ground. Don't.
I
Oh,
need these cards in good condition.
oh my god. Yeah, that's yeah. Moral of the story: take care of your opponent's cards because they're not yours.
Yeah, it's just courtesy.
Yeah,
Treat cards how you'd want yours treated.
it may be a little bit better because we definitely have some people who do not take care of their cards at locals.
Yeah, there's a couple. Obviously, I judge Saturday Yu-Gi-Oh locals. There's a couple times I've had to tell my opponent, or not my opponent, some of my players that the damage on their cards makes it illegal. Like it's past just like the back of the card being like a little folded, or like a little of the artwork might be peeled off. The entire text box on one of the cards was just peeled completely off.
I think I remember it was the kid's first locals, or at least first
Yeah,
locals roughly, or in the area or something like that. And I remember playing him, and I remember like I don't. It's not, maybe they didn't have sleeves, but I definitely remember like physically seeing the like damage from, like, it looked like someone like ate the card, or like a dog ate the card or something, and they were playing it, and I'm like, I mean,
yeah.
if I knew,
He
if I knew, or say if I didn't know it was your first locals, I would be a little bit more upset. But because I know that you don't know, like I'm gonna be like courteous in the game. I'm not gonna be an asshole or anything. But it's those players that it's like, man, please don't fuck up my cards.
Yeah, no, I had to tell him like, yeah, like I get it's your first event here, man. Just so you know, one, try to take care of your cards a little better. Two, you'll want to buy some sleeves to try to minimize marking as much as possible, I guess, with the cards. Uh, Again, with him being a new player, I wasn't trying to be too harsh on him. So he comes back with sleeves. He's like, "Oh, will you help me sleeve my deck?" I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And he hands me the sleeves, and they're standard size. I was
No.
like, I was like, uh, I would see if you can try to return these. but he's already like into the pack and like sleeving some of the cards. I'm like, nah, it's okay, bud. I'll let you use some standard sleeves today. It's usually against policy, but
That was me
I'm
when I
not.
first started. I
Oh yeah,
I got cards from a Magic player, and that was my first deck was from a Magic player, and I think he had all of his cards in standard side sleeves. And I think that was because that was maybe all that Walmart carries. I don't think that they carry Japanese size card sleeves. Um, so once once I like started playing here in Omaha, like I was like seeing like, oh, there's actual sleeves that fit. What? I'm gonna get the sleeves that fit. That's crazy. These feel great, and I was like shuffling them, and that maybe that's players' problems with shuffling is they're using the wrong sleeves. You just got to get some nice. I won't say too slick of sleeves because when you get new sleeves, they're kind of slick, and that
oh yeah,
that kind of makes it hard to shuffle for some people, or at least hit the right spot. But I mean, shuffling is a lot in what your sleeves look like because I won't say that my sleeves are the cleanest right now, but they're kind of gritty, so maybe I should get new sleeves right now. But I mean, I can shuffle comfortably, so
yeah. I was actually at our game shop today, our games or local
mhm.
shop, whatever, and I was getting some rarity collection or rarity bonanza singles, and I walk out and I realize I forgot to buy a pack of sleeves, and I was just like right outside the door, and I was just like, you know what, I'll try again tomorrow. I was already in. I can't turn around and go make another purchase. They're gonna be like, this guy's got he's got a problem.
Yeah, I mean at this point, everybody knows us there, so it is kind of
Yeah.
funny. Monday night, we're getting kicked out after Fab, and he's like, "All right, everybody out of the room, everybody out of the room, we're closing." And I'm like, "I'm gonna see you tomorrow," because that was Yu-Gi-Oh night. So I'm like, he's just like, "Yeah, Dylan, I'll see you tomorrow." It's just funny. I love the people there. I love Dragon's Lair. They do such a great job with everything that they do.
Oh, for sure. I just, you know, it is technically still a mom and pop shop. I don't know if you know that.
I actually didn't.
Uh, yeah, it is. It's still it, I guess most locals kind of are, but it's just run by Bob and Sharon. And I wish they would, like kind of catch up with times and start opening like an online page that's more than just a Facebook page, but like a online marketing or even like selling cards online, like an online store essentially, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because I actually heard that they don't have like a TCG player yet, and that's
Yeah,
like,
they don't.
and that wouldn't be that hard for them to set up, especially because they have younger folks that would be very willing to do it.
Oh yeah, it would so much more business as well.
Yeah, and
And like it's because they got a couple cards that are a little harder to move. Like there's a card in the case I saw that they have the ultimate rare. It's unlimited, but it's still pretty cool. Neospatian Aqua Dolphin. And like
mhm.
that's a pretty cool card. It's just, not everyone at our locals is looking for it.
Yeah,
So throw that bad boy online and,
it'll move, and that's
yeah.
if you want it to move, then the thing with online marketing though is you have to try to play the market, I guess. Like if you're not either A having people buy specifically from you or B you are the cheapest, it's not going to move. And that might be part of they don't want to just spend time moving cards up and down on a more online market, but if you have a person or team doing it, like
Yeah, and there's so many people in the community that would be willing to help across all the card games that they carry.
oh, try yeah. Like me personally, I can't say I play Digimon, but I play most of the other card games that they have available for like events. And not that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll sign myself up to do markets for you or for Dragon's Lair. I I know that there will be people that would.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So
Like if I had a bigger audience, I would definitely like even something as small as like posting it in the link of any video, like shopping from our locals. That'd be cool. Maybe like if they got enough online traffic, maybe we'd get like an affiliate link. I don't know, but
I as much
just
as much as I love Dragon's Lair because I truly think that they are the best locals in town. I actually would really love to like do some stuff for them, like more like I mean maybe not I mean advertise. I mean we talk about them constantly. I mean, we're talking about them right now. I mean,
yeah.
uh, I mean I love that place. So I mean anything that they can do and anything I can do for that place, like we should do it, right?
No, I 100% agree. Like even for circling back to Pokemon, uh, with the two locations, only one of their locations was initially sanctioned, and then only one location held tournaments up until recently when I got my professor's license or Pokemon professor's certification. Uh, we were able to start holding tournaments at the other location because, like, I wanted to do that for Dragon Slayer. Some other people wanted to do it too. I was just fortunate enough to be the first one to get through the test and pass it. But I wanted to do that to have more community showing up to the store, having fun, because that place is so much fun. Like everyone, all the employees, like they know us,
Mm-hmm.
like on a personal level, even. Because like I said, when I went there today, they were like, "Oh, hey, Jeremy." I was like, "Hey, sorry, I forgot your name because I only see you like once a month."
Yeah, some of
But
them are just like, I mean, there has been a couple times where I walked in and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? But I
yeah,
mean, even like those guys, I'm like, at this point now, I at least know their face. Like I've been in there
yeah,
enough times. But I mean, that place is awesome. What I will say, and I think we're gonna be closing out here real soon. What I will say is support your locals because I mean, if you're into card games, that is the place to show up to. Support your locals.
without a doubt. They support you by giving you a fun environment, a great place to hang out and meet new friends, learn new things, uh, expand your knowledge of like your hobby and just even other stuff that they got there. Just comic books, maybe other card games, figurines that I've seen at some places. They're supporting you with all this fun entertainment and hobbies. The least you could do is support them in some way.
Buy cards from them, whether it be from their online store or in store. I mean, if you can, I mean, if you're, fortunate enough to be like a Pokemon professor here, I mean, support, by judging locals. I mean, see if there's anything that they need. Like, if anything, just buy a t shirt, be a billboard for them, because that helps probably more than you might know.
Hell yeah! I actually might. I do kind of want to get one of the T-shirts from Dragon Slayer
I don't have one yet. So
just to do it.
I said that and I was like, man, I actually don't have a shirt. And I kind of need one.
Yeah, they've been open since like 1976. I think is they're old.
I did see that they just got an award for like a best comic book shop for
Yeah,
2025, I think, from their like
yeah.
I think it's like the Omaha magazine or whatever it is. Like, but I mean it means something because like they are. I will vote for them every single time.
Oh, you without a doubt. Of all the stores I've gone to, definitely top tier right there.
All the stores that we've played games at, like, it's not even a like competition. Like there is hand like it they do such a great job. Like it's hard to like complain about anything that happens at locals. Like, I mean
Exactly.
that doesn't involve specific people, and that's
Yeah,
not the people at the store.
exactly. Yeah, there's going to be a bad apple here and there, but it's the store themselves on point.
Well, I think this is where I'm gonna hang it up because I think this is a great place to end it. What I will say is, Bader, have you got anything to say before we cut the camera?
Subscribe to Duel Radio.
Oh, subscribe to Team Bio. Links are gonna be somewhere. Point that way, that way, that way, over here, over there. It'll be somewhere, somewhere. Uh, but For Bader and myself, we're going to be signing off. Support your local
Have a great
locals.
day.
Have a great day.